Welcome to You Both Suck. It's your boy Kunal Aurora with
Dara Pollock.
And here we go.
We have our first guest today, actually, and we do ASL here, if you remember, age, sex, location, from the days of AIM. So Allie is 36, female, from California originally, and has lived in New York for 14 years.
14
right?
years.
Yep. She is a dating and relationship coach and host of the Finding Mr. Height podcast. We love that name, by the way. She's all about owning your needs, embracing your feelings, and communicating both, which is not the easiest thing to do. And she helps you do the same on social media at Finding Mr. Height. Allie, thank you so much for being here and for being our first guest. Legitimately, thank you so much.
I'm so honored to be your first guest. I didn't actually know I was your first guest until today.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't?
So I'm
Oh my
very
God.
excited.
Okay,
Yay,
great.
snaps
Good to
for
meet you.
Allie. Yes.
I guess it makes sense because I've watched all your clips, but I wasn't sure if you'd recorded with somebody else and just hadn't posted them yet.
Yep. Nope.
It's always magic behind the camera that's happening. You know what I mean? You never know what's going down.
Exactly.
People are 17 episodes in. You're like, what's happening out here?
There are people who have literally recorded several months in advance.
Right.
Well,
Teach me your ways.
We kind of did do that, honestly. We had 2 months worth of episodes but because I went to Greece for so long, that was kind of why we did that. And then I came back from Greece and basically immediately got COVID. So yeah.
No.
There's that. But anyhow, yes, thank you for being here. Tell us a little bit about how you got your start with Finding Mr. Height.
Yeah, so I got it by being single.
Love that.
And in early 2020, in the before times, January.
Okay.
I was thinking that 2020 was going to be my year. I'm going to get... Didn't so many of us say
I thought
that?
the same thing. I was just like, yeah.
I recorded an album that year. I go, this is it.
This is my year.
Yes.
So I had a really shitty 2018 and 2019 for some family stuff and also a breakup, just a lot. And so I was like, okay, I went into 2020. I was like, this is it. And in January, I decided I wanted it to be my year of accountability.
Okay.
So
I respect that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I started posting on social media.
Right.
On my own personal channel, being I'm going on a first date tonight.
Wow.
Keep me accountable to go.
That's
and
wild.
keep me accountable to continue to go on dates.
A lot of the get ready with me's.
Before the time, that's recent.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's new.
All right.
It's new. It was more I'm going on a date
It's
tonight.
bold,
It was
though. It's bold.
I remember I took a mirror selfie of me holding one of my cats, and it was a survey, and it said, I'm going on a first date tonight. Do you want to hear about it?
Oh, okay.
I've never received more responses to a survey.
Really?
Ever.
That's wild.
And this was not an influencer account. It was literally just me on Instagram, hi, I'm Allie Jackson.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
And so people said yes. And so I was like, all right, cool. So I started talking about my dates and I started debriefing my dates and saying, this is how I was feeling about it. And this is what happened. And this is how I handled it. And people started asking me questions.
Right.
Not to interrupt you, but I have a question. Were they friends or random people?
So people started sharing it with their friends. And all of a sudden, I was like, I have all these strangers who are following me on Instagram. And they're probably very confused when I post about volleyball and cats. And they're like, who is this person?
Very specific niche.
Those are my two interests.
Yes.
And so I was like, I think this could be a separate thing. And that's when I made Finding Mr. Height, which had actually been a WordPress blog circa 2010.
Oh my God. Yeah, I still have a WordPress. Hey, I still have a WordPress
No, we
blog.
all listen. We all have histories with WordPress. Okay.
It was a WordPress blog that was
it.
anonymous at the time, where I was posting. I was writing Zenga style about my dates. And I still had the domain and I still had the Instagram handle.
Amazing.
Nice.
Okay.
I was like, you know what? There it is.
Everyone had their own WordPress blog at some point. Mine was called Over Adulthood. I was
Oh my God.
snarky.
What were you, 24 and you were already over adulthood?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was like,
Bro, you just unlocked a memory. Also, didn't I write for you at one point?
Yeah, you did. She did.
I'm unwell. I just remember. I have chills. I just remembered that.
Dara
Okay.
submitted an article. We published it, and I was like, hey, I got you. And I gave her $12.
We're gonna blow up.
Yeah, I'm like, listen, this is just the beginning.
Here we are.
Yeah,
Here we are. I mean, yeah. Look at us.
Yeah.
Beginning of something.
Something. Yeah. Well, we've known each other since high school. So it's just
we go way back. That's funny. Wow. Okay. So that's amazing. And then now, so the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I then was like, okay, so I'm doing this. I transitioned it to another account. People started DMing me for advice, and I was responding. And then one stranger, God bless her, said, why was this free?
Wow.
Huh.
I love that.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Didn't see that coming. Yeah, that was literally my that was my reaction.
She was like, "Thank you so much. This was so helpful. Also, why was it free?"
Interesting.
Like,
I mean, good for that
Who is
person.
that? That's a beautiful situation.
Right?
Agree.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a very good question.
Wild.
I'm sure. Well, I'm going to noodle on that and get back to you. So that is then when I started thinking about this as a potential business.
Right.
And started posting on TikTok and all of that. And then started the pod about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's amazing.
That's
And I mean,
great.
you do such an amazing job with it, honestly. Like, your videos are so helpful. I also feel like you post so much, unless you just, because I like your content and I engage with it, it comes up all the time. But I feel like you post a lot. Do you
I
not?
post every day.
Yeah.
I
But
like the little
it's-
the things that you've created in the podcast are they're
Yes.
fun.
Oh,
Like for
thanks.
example, Weird or Not. I like Weird or Not.
Yes, I
I'm
love
like,
that.
and that's a fun game. Then the fact that you give names to
Oh,
all
the
the guys you're
nicknames.
dating. It's just, I remember there's like a guy named Duke. There was a guy named Speed
Wow,
Racer.
you went deep if you know about the
you,
Duke.
You think I'm just out here?
He's been listening to your pod.
Yo, because the Duke was when you were on our pod,
Yes.
which
Yeah.
was in 2021.
I do a little research.
2022, very early
2022,
January.
Yeah,
2022.
right.
The Duke was a minute ago.
Right. See what I mean? I'm out here in these streets. Anyway, if you guys want her social security number, just hit, that won't be free. No, I'm
That's on the Patreon.
yeah, that's in the picture. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Yeah, the nicknames, I do love that. I mean, everything you do is just very on brand. And I do have a question though about the Finding Mr. Height. Did that just
Yeah.
come to you, or was it because it was your blog, or how did the name come about?
So back when I was posting on WordPress,
Right.
as a 24-year-old, just like sending my trauma out into the universe.
That's all what we all do.
So I'm 6 feet tall.
Okay, so you are 6 feet, yes.
Yes.
I was like, I know you're tall, but I wasn't sure how tall.
I'm very tall. And a friend of mine, I was like, what should I call this blog? And a friend of mine, all credit to her.
No
We
way.
were like spitballing in a group chat of
Yeah.
like, give me puns, give me it. And she came up with Finding Mr. Height.
It's so good.
To be fair, if I were naming my business today, I would not call it Finding Mr. Height.
I get that. I mean, I was the Skinny Pig, and
Right.
it's still my business technically. It's like the Skinny Pig Inc. And sometimes when I have to invoice people, I'm embarrassed, but
Yeah.
it's fine.
I was over adulthood. Who's gonna pay me money? Who's gonna give me money?
It's true.
Well, but it's too late. And
Yeah.
No, but I
I'm,
think it's
I'm
great.
in on it.
Yeah.
But it's a pun about my own height.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Because I'm Miss Height, and that was my moniker. You know how you on the WordPress you could like create a
Yes.
like name. I was like Miss Height.
Got it. Okay. So I get it. I love it. Very, very cute.
Now the thing that I want to ask. Okay, so are you single now? You're
Yes,
single now,
correct.
and do people ask you about that? Because I'd imagine people like come. They're like, oh well, like you're a dating coach. Does that? How do you feel when people are like, well, you're still single?
I get it all the time.
Okay. How do you respond to these types of things?
I think a couple of things.
Right.
One, I think my relationship status is the least interesting thing about me.
Okay.
And
Good
there are probably
answer.
there are probably less interesting things, but I think that you can have really good insight about a lot of things without currently doing those things.
Yeah.
So one, I don't think my advice is not intended to be like, this is how you get a boyfriend. Like that has never
Right.
been my thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that's not the goal.
Yeah. Right.
Like, sure, I would love a long-term partner, but I don't want to do that at expense of like who I am and my happiness and blah, blah, blah. So my advice is more about here's how to date in an authentic way that feels good for you
Yeah.
and ideally leads to long-term partnership, but that's not
not the goal.
Yeah, like it's a goal, but it's not the goal. Like it's
Right.
not like I'm
Right.
doing that at the expense of the rest of my life.
Right.
Yeah, and also on the flip side, I guess I wouldn't want to hear about dating advice from somebody who'd been married for 20 years.
Well, that's it
Yeah.
too.
Right.
Is that
I was
I
gonna make
think
that
there's
point.
something to be said for the fact that I'm actually like out there
Yeah.
In the
doing
trenches.
it,
You're
in
doing the work.
trenches.
Yeah.
And I don't think that means that like if and when I do enter a partnership that my advice will no longer be relevant. Like I
Right.
don't think that's true either.
It
Right.
evolves, I'd imagine.
Yeah, but
Right.
like
Yeah.
I think I will then have a lot more to talk about.
Yeah, and we were talking about it before, and I was just like, I don't think that I would necessarily want the relationship advice again from somebody who's been married for 20 years, because I feel like dating is different now than it was for them. That's number one. And number two, I also feel like, call me crazy, but like I've been in a variety of relationships with a variety of people. So I almost feel like it gives you more like of a depth of understanding of how different people operate, sort of. Right?
It's like, just because I'm not currently in a relationship doesn't mean I don't understand what it is to be in one, what it is to be seeking one, what it is to feel good in one, feel not good in one.
Exactly. Yeah.
And also, just because you are in one doesn't mean it's good.
Right.
That's also a very good point too. Yes, we forgot
and
that.
the evolution of dating has become,
Yeah.
I would say in our generation has become so much greater than like before.
Yes.
You know, like it used to just be you go to a bar, you talk to somebody sets something up.
Terrible.
Now it's like the internet has become like this whole entire thing. You can, whatever freak you want to find, they're out there for you.
There's a butt for every seat.
I was just gonna say.
I like All right.
That's good. I like that. I was trying to think of a good analogy.
Looking for like a real small one.
Yeah. I love that. Yes. Well, I was actually going to say one of the things that I remember stood out to me most about your account was the text scripts thing. Because I think that's such a huge thing. I mean, me and my friends talk about it all the time. It's like, what do you say to this person when they ghost or when this happens? And that's such a helpful thing.
That's how I first started growing on TikTok.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, the first video.
So smart.
The first video I had go viral, I think I had 200 followers on TikTok. Like, it was
Wow. Okay.
nothing.
Yep.
And I uploaded this video that was honestly quite blurry. And I'm wearing this cat nightshirt that my best friend bought for me at Walmart.
I saw this video. Saw it. I stalked. Yeah.
And that was my first ever video that went viral. But it was about like communicating with somebody and what do you say when this thing happens. And that's how I started the text script thing.
Nice.
I feel
Okay.
like people, there's so much anxiety with communicating how you're feeling.
Yes.
It's an extra layer of anxiety to figure out how you want to say it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a part of the reason we're doing this podcast is because I feel like so many people are so afraid of conflict, and a lot of conflict happens these days literally because of text messages.
Yes.
So that's why I was like, it's so important. Like, I know it sounds silly to be like, it's important work that you're doing, but I genuinely believe that. It's not easy for everybody to communicate. So I think it's just really awesome that you're helping people do that.
We're just getting knee deep. We do knee deep in conflict. That's our specialty. So let's. You want to get that started? Should we throw in the FMK?
We have to do the FMK, so we can get started with that. But thank you for telling us the backstory. Appreciate it. The FMK for today, we're switching things up. For those of you who have been listening, which means like my mom,
my mom doesn't even listen to my podcast, so you're winning.
Yeah, I was gonna say
my mom has no idea what I don't know. Yeah. I don't think she understands how I make money.
My mom is out on my podcast. She listens. She watches my Instagram stories extremely closely.
My mom does too.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
she does not listen to the pod.
Yeah. So we're doing FMK now, 90s FMKs, which I'm very excited about. Nostalgia City. So this is FMK 90s sitcom dads. Okay.
Great.
So for the 90s FMK TV dads, we have Philip Banks from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We've got Tim the Toolman Taylor from Home Improvement. And then we've got Danny Tanner from Full House.
Yep.
Should we want our guest to lead it off?
I mean, are you comfortable leading this off?
I'm in.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay. It took me 0.5 seconds to decide.
Oh, wow. I like this arrogance.
Yeah.
I like this kind of behavior.
I was immediately sure
of
my answer.
All right.
Yeah.
I am fucking Philip Banks.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay.
I am marrying Danny Tanner.
Okay.
I am immediately killing
Tim
Allen.
Okay. Okay.
Immediately.
Yeah, we are aligned on that one.
We want a little justification, please.
Okay. Starting with the kill.
Yes.
Yep.
I cannot get past the Tim Allen of it all.
Yeah.
Right. The man behind
it's just too much.
The man behind
He's
the power
just too
tools.
much.
He honestly, if I recall correctly, his full name was Tim Allen. Like he was like representing him.
It was like Jerry Seinfeld, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Yes. I'm pretty sure that's his real name.
I cannot get past him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And therefore I'm out.
Sure.
Okay. Got it.
He gets killed.
Yep.
Then I was like, okay, so of these two other men, I'm kind of in on both of them.
Sure.
I do think though that Philip Banks had there was like on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which to be fair, at the time I didn't watch, so I
Okay.
should
You
know.
didn't?
I should know
Oh,
that.
I love that.
Right.
I have since seen all of them, but at the
She's
time,
just too young, I think.
was I?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe
I think
a touch.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
a
a few
touch.
years. Yeah, it makes
I
a
think I
difference.
watched Full House before I watched Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
take that for what it's worth. But I think that Philip Banks had some differences in how he treated his sons versus his daughter.
Right.
Oh, you
so
got
like
deep
Will
with
and
it.
Carlton.
Yeah.
Versus I do not remember
Hillary and
Hillary.
Ashley.
Yes, thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
I think there was some. I didn't like it.
Interesting.
Okay.
You got deep
To
with it.
be
Yeah.
fair, Danny Tanner did not have this possibility because there were no sons. So
Yeah.
we don't know. We don't know how he would have reacted.
This is so
This is
well.
so- yeah.
I like this.
Yeah.
I did not think a
I
person would
spent
go this way.
time on the
I appreciate this. Mine is going to
Same.
come off wild and heinous, but go on.
Well,
Dara,
that's-
you want to lead off?
That's you.
So
but
my view is because of misogyny. Go on.
Okay, I like that.
No, I mean,
like that.
honestly, I respect that, and also did not even think of that because that is how I guess brainwashed my '90s brain is. You really don't think of it, but
No,
okay.
at the time, absolutely
No.
not.
Yeah,
Of
at the
course
time
not.
definitely not. But you're right now looking back at it. So my decisions for this FMK were to fuck Danny Tanner, actually,
Okay.
marry Uncle Phil, and then kill Toolman Tim. I mean, he's got to go.
Get outta
It's
here,
just
yeah.
enough. And also, I have had some history with Tims over the years, and I'm done with it.
So base. That's so base.
I'm done. No, that's actually not the reason. But I really just also never watched Home Improvement that much. I found him annoying. I found his character very annoying, and I was like, nah, not for me. But yeah, marrying Uncle Phil because it's shallow maybe, but he's a lawyer,
Dude's got
judge.
money.
Do
He's
you
got.
want to live in Bel Air? And
Listen.
the answer is yes.
Listen, he's got money. He likes to eat. These are two things that are important.
Okay, but Danny Tanner lives in a San Francisco townhouse.
That is a
That's
good
also
point.
We're
true.
unsure how he pays for it. But
Yeah.
he lives
Right.
there.
Well, he was on the news, wasn't he?
I don't
We're not
remember.
paying for that townhouse.
Not for
it's
that.
Probably in that era.
Yeah, fair.
But you know what I'm going to say? This is where I think we lead into what I'm going with.
Oh, well, hang
'Cause-
on.
yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot to mention the reason that I wanted to fuck Danny Tanner, though, is because he was such a nerdy whatever that I was like, deep down, he's got to be a freak.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, have you seen Bob Saget's comedy?
There you
That
go.
too. That might have been playing subconsciously in my head, so I was like, maybe that's it. But I stand by my decision.
I'm going to have to marry Philip Banks because I'm trying to be taken care of. Okay. I'm trying to be.
Trying to be a kept man.
That's it.
Trophy husband, yeah.
Oprah's man is my idol. I don't even know his
Perfect.
full.
Stedman.
Yeah,
Stedman.
Stedman. I don't even. It's Stedman Graham, I think.
I actually have no idea
That's
what
what I'm
his
saying.
name is.
See what I mean? He's like Madonna. He's
You're
a
right.
Name situation.
Now I'm
'cause
like, I
he's
have to
taken
look this
care
up.
of.
Okay.
Okay.
He's a kept man.
I'm gonna fuck Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Oh, come
Yeah.
on.
You think he cares about your pleasure?
He doesn't. He doesn't. But I'm on top of him. That's what's happening. Okay. See what I mean? Yeah,
This is
I'm on top of the
awful.
Toolman.
Awful.
That's what's
He's so
happening.
boring.
That's where we're going.
Oh, my God.
I'm out of here, and I'm killing Danny Tanner.
Oh my
For what?
God!
This
How
guy-
What did that
dare
man ever do to
This
you?
guy couldn't keep his wife alive. I don't know what he's got going on. That's how I think he paid for that townhouse. Life
no.
insurance. I'm going off the top.
I mean, actually,
I'm
he
going
may
off
not
the
be
deep-
wrong.
You might not be wrong
See
about
what I'm saying?
but
How many times
Yikes.
is it the spouse? Ladies?
Yeah.
Ladies?
I mean, statistically speaking, you're
Statistically,
That's what
he
I'm
ain't
saying.
wrong. Okay.
Philip Banks, solid choice.
Yeah.
But Tim the Toolman Taylor, I'm sure he's going to say some wild stuff while we're there, while we're partying.
I don't know about
And that's
that.
what it is. I'll make a few tool noises and I'll be out.
I also get to, but you also get to hang out with Uncle Jesse.
Yeah.
If you don't kill Danny, no, but you're killing him. You don't get to hang out.
I
with
don't.
him.
Yeah.
I don't. Good. That guy
That's
can beat
crazy.
it. I'm
Oh
done.
my God!
No.
Don't even talk about.
I don't
John
even want to talk to
Stamos.
the guy who's in the attic. Joey?
No, we don't want to know. Alanis Morissette tells us that we
Dave
don't want to.
Coulier.
Right.
Yeah, no, we can let
Alanis
that go.
Morissette let us know about him.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. Wow. Okay, that
All right.
was interesting. So wait, did we all have different answers?
I think this is the, yeah.
this is the
Yeah,
first
we
time.
did.
Wow. Okay.
All right,
That's
fantastic.
exciting.
I'm
amazing.
flabbergasted that you didn't kill Tim Allen.
Same.
I
I'm
know,
not going to get
I know.
over that.
I just think that
I was convinced.
because this is the thing. If you're gonna have sex with him, then it's going to be bad. See what I'm saying? Because he
Yes,
can be
I
inherently.
do see what you're
Yeah,
saying,
so
and that's
then
why
why-
you should kill him.
No, but see, if
Exactly.
I'm having sex with him, it's different.
No,
Because
this
it's
is
like,
wrong.
you know what I mean?
But you don't have to. You can decide not to.
I know I could.
You don't have to lay back and take it, Kunal.
Why am I the one taking it? I might be giving it. What if I'm giving it?
To him? Oh.
I know. Listen, I get it, but I can't be around a guy whose spouse disappeared under mysterious circumstances.
I mean,
I don't want to take those chances.
all right, fair
You know?
enough.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, it's always the spouse. I shouldn't have to tell you ladies this. I don't know why I need to. I feel like I've listened to
Listen,
too many true crime podcasts.
I was
going
gonna
to
say.
point. All right, shall we get into
yes, let's get into it. So this is a long squabble, so bear with me, but we're gonna get through it together, and I have faith in it.
it? It's a beautiful squabble.
It is a beautiful squabble, actually.
Yeah, I exclaimed out loud several times while I
Okay.
was reading
Oh, actually, yes. I was gonna say, did you or did you not feel a little like you were reading an episode of Euphoria?
I yelled aloud
Yeah.
several times.
Yeah.
And then I kind of realized that I was yelling at my own 21-year-old self at
Yeah.
times. So
Yes.
we'll get into that.
We'll get into it. Okay.
I almost ordered pearls to clutch them.
My word.
My word.
Same. Okay. I will read it. So, squabble of the day. I'm a 21-year-old female, junior in college, Philly suburbs. I really enjoyed talking to this guy, also 21, at a party, and I could tell he liked it too. The desire and connection were there. He asked for my Snap and number, and later the same night after the party, he FaceTimed me. At the party, he told me he's got a girlfriend and has cheated on her before. He must have asked me 10 times, maybe more, if I wanted to hook up, asking several times if I was sure and for me to follow him to the bathroom, and he asked if I wanted to come in when he was taking a piss. Side note, that was my favorite part. I felt like a broken record telling him no, I'm positive, but honestly, it kind of sucked because I wanted to have sex with him. He kept taking me to next to the bathroom door, thought it was quieter for us to talk in that area. I maybe see some logic behind wanting to have sex with different girls, and the catch being with a partner, you get to really know one another on a deep level and provide support. Aside from him seeming like a really good guy, I can't understand him cheating, especially because his best friends and roommates are all super nice guys whom I enjoy. Why have a girlfriend? Controversial, but do you think we as a society need to reassess standards for monogamy? Is it fitting for humans to be tied down to one person sexually when at the same time we are very social, emotional creatures that thrive off connection? Me falling hard for a cheater is making me question my moral sense of whether cheating is indicative of malice or evil, and making me wrap my head around the idea that nice people cheat. I like to think I'm a receptive, kind, and thoughtful person. When a decent person like myself is into an otherwise kind and friendly cheater, it makes me wonder whether a cheater is really a horrible person. And as for myself, am I screwing myself over by not having the ability or interest at the age of 21 to just fuck once and move on with it? Rather, is it bad I have the preference for commitment and relationship? I didn't give him a whole lot of reasoning when turning him down, but I did say to him a few times, "You've got a girl." The real reason, which I mentioned once, was that I can't just fuck somebody once and then never see them again. I told him I'm emotional and get attached, which is true, but do I need to get better at having sex once and that's it? I wonder if this guy I'm talking about and the other one-night standers are doing it right and I'm doing it wrong or missing out. Thanks for reading. Please let me know. Anything written is fair game.
First of all, can I say, insight into the mind of a young female woman is amazing. Like, this is like, I'm like, oh, so this is where your mind goes.
Yeah, it was wild. Yeah.
I was yelling, like, from the very first time that she said she even liked this person.
Yeah.
Was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Why do you like this guy? And then I realized I was yelling at me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
ooh, spicy.
I was, because like that, I'm like, what are you doing? And then I'm like, oh, because this is 15 years
We've
ago.
been there.
Yeah,
And,
Allie,
like,
you've been there. You done that. You stood next to the
I
bathroom.
was next to the bathroom.
Yes, listening
talking
to a
guy who
man
has a
pee.
girlfriend.
Yes.
Yes.
We've all been there.
But that was my first reaction, is like, what about this man is there to like?
Yeah.
There's nothing about this man to like.
Well, the bad boy is out there.
The bad boy is number one, but also number two, I do understand the whole, like, maybe he's nice and charismatic, and that's, you know what I'm saying? Because that is the type of guy I think that you fall for, especially when you're younger. Not to like generalize.
Should we go
but
through like this? What I like about this submission is there is a series of questions.
there's so many.
And I actually think that she is conflating several issues.
Yes.
I agree.
Like, she's asking one question, but then like asking a separate question that actually has nothing to do with question one.
Yes.
Yes. There is a lot of different layers here.
So should we go question by question?
I mean, I think so. We can
Yes.
peel
Okay.
the onion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's lead off with why have a girlfriend?
Okay.
This is the guy who that's what she's
Right.
questioning this guy's situation, who's ready to cheat.
Right. Well,
I
mean,
think there's this quote that I think about often from this comic, Patrice O'Neill, passed away a long time ago. And he'd said that men want to be alone, but not by ourselves. So basically, they want someone there.
Yeah.
But just not around us.
Or when you want them, it sounds like. When it's convenient.
Yes, it is convenient.
Yeah.
But that's like, and I think that there's something to that. There's a guy, this guy out here is just, he has a girlfriend, he doesn't care. And to be honest, he is even clear about it.
Okay, yes.
To the person.
But I thought about that too, and I was like, isn't an honest cheater kind of like an oxymoron?
Yes, there is no such thing as an honest cheater.
Exactly.
And I actually think that the why have a girlfriend question is fully fucking irrelevant.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter.
Right.
To her,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter why this guy has a girlfriend.
Oh, you're
What do
saying
you
that
mean?
she thinks that it doesn't matter because she wouldn't be thinking about this?
No, like she's like spending all of this time being like, why does this guy have a girlfriend if he's trying? That doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Like,
true.
Right.
And you
right.
can't know, and you won't know.
You won't know.
And spending so much headspace trying to figure out why this guy that you think is this great guy, but by the way, he's not.
Yeah.
But that's the next question. But like
Yeah.
trying to figure out why this guy that you think is this great guy has a girlfriend and yet is trying to hook up with you.
I
is
literally said this
irrelevant.
earlier. I
Yeah.
said women are so much smarter than men, except when it comes to figuring out men.
Yeah. And it is kind of true. I hate to say it, but
It's
it
just
is kind
like
of true.
you're wondering about this guy, but it's like
But-
you don't need to.
Hang on.
Be gone.
But I will say
Exactly.
one thing.
Yeah.
That was like her first little like tip of the iceberg question. But I think really the crux of the issues that she's bringing up don't really have anything to do with that. I think that was like a lead off, like why even have a girlfriend? But really it sounds like she's trying to get to the bottom of why she's attracted to a cheater. And also if she's, I mean, we'll get to this probably, but questioning monogamy, which I think is actually a very healthy and self-aware thing to do at her age. I'm sure she
I
wasn't doing
agree.
that.
I think her questions about monogamy are totally valid.
Yeah.
That is totally unrelated to this person
Exactly.
who has
Yes.
agreed to monogamy with somebody and is now going against that. Like that person is a
Agreed.
liar.
Yes, he's a liar. Like,
I do
there's-
got to
yeah.
say though, the fact that he constantly tells her, "Is like, listen, are you sure? Because this is what I do." It's kind of funny.
I
It's
agree.
It is
I was
kind of
laughing.
ridiculous for him to be like, "Hey, listen,
Because-
I got someone at home, but if you're cool with being trash, I'm cool with being
Because
trash."
I mean, he literally said to her, he supposedly said, "I cheat on her all the time." I mean, it's weird that he's this like bombastic about
yeah,
it.
bombastic is absolutely correct.
Outrageous.
Yeah.
And like, so
Yeah.
I think that she is, I actually think he's kind of gaslighting her into being like,
I wrote that. Yes.
This is normal. Monogamy is not a construct that we should live
That
under.
is
He
literally
sounds like a hippie.
And yet-
man.
And yet he has agreed to monogamy with
Yes.
this other woman. You feel like monogamy is not for you? Great, fine, cool. Don't agree to it with someone.
I agree, and actually wrote the same thing because I was like, I think him somewhat pressuring her and making it seem like it's this no big deal thing that he does all the time is gaslighting because it's making her question why she thinks this is such a big deal because
Yes.
he's so lax about it. Why wouldn't I be lax about it,
Yes, and she's like, oh, does cheating make you a bad person? Yes.
I mean, yeah. So, well, yeah, I was going to get into that if you want to get into it now.
I
we
mean,
can, but-
the reassess standards for monogamy. Right, cheating is bad. Yes, that is
Yes,
clear.
cheating's bad. Yeah.
100% we can agree with that. But there is something about, I do want to talk about the reassessing monogamy in a way.
Sure. Okay.
Because the thing is, it's generations have done it this way.
Right.
Generations upon generations. And it's not like renaming a bridge or like when they renamed Shea Stadium City Field, people
Yeah.
still called it Shea Stadium.
I have a t-shirt that says that.
Right. So it's like hard to break that kind of pattern. And it's like if you're going to redo monogamy, the thing is, when they tried to redo student loans, how did people react? Everyone said, "Well, I had to pay, they have to pay." And that's how everyone sees monogamy too. They're like, if I'm going to be single till I've fallen apart, everyone has to be in a relationship and feeling like trash like I have.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They're
Well-
never going to reassess monogamy. So I kind of wonder.
I'm okay if they do.
Yeah.
But
So
I'm
am
not
I.
okay with the people who say they're going to do it and then don't.
I
Right.
agree with that. Right. So I agree with you on that. And I also do think we are kind of in a place where we're reassessing monogamy because, and maybe you've discussed this on your podcast too, but E&M. I mean, this is like ethically non-monogamous. This guy
This
is
guy
not.
is very unethically. He is very unethically
It's
non-monogamous.
like, this guy is not. But that's a thing. And that is quite literally where you are signing up to be in a relationship with just one person, but you're exploring other connections, whether they be romantic, physically or not, with other people. I mean, this is a thing now. And there's
Absolutely.
many different versions of it too. You know, there's polygamy, there's so many.
Polyamory
Right.
is
There's
one of-
so
yes,
many things.
yeah.
So I do think we're reassessing it, but I think at the end of the day, what it comes down to is that people crave connection. I don't think people are just going to be out here just being, doing whatever they want. Always, I think it usually comes back to you finding that one person a lot of times.
A friend of mine, his wife had said this about cheating, and I always found this was interesting. She said that if he's going to cheat on me, I better not hear about it. Because this way you live with the guilt. I don't want to have to live with the pain.
We talked about this on my podcast recently, where somebody had written in talking about how they wanted to. Oh, you know what? It was because of Love Is Blind. You guys watch Love Is Blind?
Yes, of course.
So on the most recent season of Love Is Blind, there was a man shaming a woman for having cheated on her most recent partner.
That guy sucked. by the
And
way.
yeah, that guy very much sucked. And like, yes, that was bad that she cheated on him.
Yeah.
But the thing that I did not agree with is that he said that she should have told him.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
very much disagree. If you're going to break up, if you're going to stay with somebody, then
Right.
I
Oh,
think
of course.
you should,
Yeah.
because then it's like a trust thing.
Sure.
But to your point, it is only alleviating your own guilt.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
to
almost
tell
selfish.
the person,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to make you deal with this.
Right.
You
It-
deal with this thing.
It's
I
like
did.
this relationship is over. Oh, by the way, here's an extra grenade.
Right.
Yeah.
To
It's
throw
like,
into the
I,
situation.
I'm
Right.
going to unburden myself from this thing and
Exactly.
make you handle it.
And there's
Right.
something really crummy about a guy who's going to sit there and tell a woman what she should have done in their relationship, cheating or otherwise. Because it's like, it's what it tells me is this guy has been cheated on or hurt in some which way. And most
100%.
men get hurt or burned by a woman and then continue to act as if every woman going forward has to pay the penalty of their bullshit history.
Yes.
It's like, bro,
Yes.
let it go.
Yeah.
Grow up. Go to therapy.
we all
You know what I
have-
mean?
Well, they're
Yeah.
not, and that's the
No,
point.
they're not. They're not
Yeah.
going to therapy. But it's just like, it's embarrassing
Yeah.
as a man to see other men do this. I go, if you're still hung up on a girl from years
From
ago,
high school.
from high school,
Yeah.
you are a loser.
I mean, there's so many guys like that, though.
It's like, and I know this is
Yeah.
going to sound this sounds grimmer, but women will be attacked, assaulted, who knows what, and they just hope that the next guy is decent.
I
And that's-
disagree with that.
What do you mean?
I mean, I think women carry this kind of shit too.
Sure.
There's projecting.
But it's
I
like
used
the
to do it all the
range-
time.
The range is further for a
It's
woman
different.
to do. Yeah,
It's different.
the range
It's
is
different.
further.
The thing that the
understand.
woman is worried about
Yes.
is on a very different scale than the thing that the
100%.
man is
Yes.
worried about.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
for a man it goes 1 to 10, for a woman it goes to 1 to 100, and that 100
Right.
is scary.
The woman's hoping that they don't kill her.
I agree. Yes, that's true.
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
speaking specifically to
Yeah.
the cheating thing. Like if you
Yes.
got burned, I think women can carry that same type of hurt and they can
Sure.
project it onto the next
Sure,
guy.
sure, absolutely.
But yes, I understand what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so
Yeah, I get that.
annoying when I see guys they always film stuff in their car, like losers, just yelling at their car, because the person at home doesn't want to hear it. So they're just like, ladies, this is what you need to do. No, sir. Put the phone down.
Yeah, no,
Sorry.
I agree with that. Well,
Rant over.
The other thing too that I wanted to bring up is the whole look, cheating's bad. I do agree with that. But maybe this is controversial on my end, but I don't think that cheating makes you necessarily a bad person, because she brought that up several times about is it malice or evil, and I don't think most of the time it's about being evil. I think a lot of the times it's about being selfish and cowardly, but I don't think it's about being evil and intent to hurt most of the time.
I think in this scenario.
Oh, in this scenario.
Where this guy is like, not only has he cheated, but he does it all the time.
Right.
And he's trying to convince this woman that it's fine and that she should come into the bathroom and watch him pee.
Yeah.
Like,
This guy is different. This guy's different.
this guy is a bad person.
No, yeah,
Okay.
that's different. But I'm saying I
Are
don't.
there good cheaters in your eyes?
I do. I think there
You
are.
think they're good cheaters?
Yes, there are.
Okay.
I think you can be a good person and do a bad thing.
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. That's
All right.
exactly what I'm saying.
100%.
I think you can be.
But I think it is about how you then view that thing that you did.
Right.
And in this scenario, this
Yeah.
guy is like,
He's proud of it.
he literally,
Yeah.
He's proud of it.
proud of it. He's like, I do it
Yeah.
all the time. And he's judging her for not. He's like making
Yeah.
her feel like a square.
Yes,
Right.
like a square.
You're not into
You're
guys
so-
in relationships?
You're so straight edge. You don't
Yeah.
cheat.
Yeah.
You don't fuck once and just move on, or however she phrased it, that we'll get to that.
Right.
Like, that's what I'm saying is, like, he's making her feel nuts for not doing this thing that, frankly, I don't know. I mean, I was a late bloomer with this stuff, but I was definitely not ready to be having sex with somebody once and moving on at 21. Absolutely not.
Yes.
No.
I
Some people
was doing that because I had some pretty significantly terrible initial sexual experiences, and I was doing it in reaction to that
Okay.
because I thought that if sex meant nothing, then
I see.
that meant nothing.
Interesting.
Right.
Okay.
And so I think that like a lot of people at that age are like,
Yeah.
that's happening where
Right.
they're like,
Yes.
oh, let me make sex mean nothing, because if it means nothing, then that person who hurt me also means nothing.
That's interesting. Okay.
That's very
That is,
interesting.
that is really interesting.
And I
'cause
think
don't
with
have
this
that.
particular person, the person who wrote in, she's talking about how like, oh, should I just fuck once and move on with it? And
Right.
it's just like, you got to find what works for you.
Exactly.
What's honest to you. Like if you're the type of person who's gonna, I feel like I'm her dad, just telling her this. I just want to tell this same speech.
you, honey.
Yeah, baby girl, if I can. Let me just tell you, if you want to have sex with a guy and move on, that's up to you.
Well, and
if you don't, that's also up to you. There's no wrong answers.
The other thing too, though, is like this is where I'm like, I'm not going to ever say force yourself to do something that you're not ready for. But I feel like if you are asking yourself this many questions, that leads me to believe that maybe you're not ready for it.
Yes.
That's how I took this.
1000%.
But and then the flip side, however, if you want to test it out, maybe find someone who's hot that you don't like that much.
Right.
I'm kidding.
This guy,
like,
but
you know.
honestly though, like,
Yeah. Because she likes this guy.
she likes
It's
this
a
guy.
bad
Yeah.
setup.
Inexplicably.
Yeah.
Bad setup.
But she
Yeah.
likes this guy.
Yeah.
And that is
She's
not
gonna fall.
a road to go down. You
Exactly.
are setting yourself up for failure.
Exactly. I think if you're going to test out that theory of like, maybe I can have sex without some kind of attachment,
Not with this man.
This ain't the guy to do that.
Not with
Spoken
this
as
man.
two women who've made mistakes.
That's literally why when I was
Yeah.
reading this thing, I was like, I'm yelling at her, but
Yeah.
really I'm yelling at me.
Right.
I was like,
right.
shut up, Kunal.
Yeah.
You can't see me.
Yeah, I was.
No, I'm like,
I was just like the dad reading this, going, "Oh, I hope my baby girl don't make these mistakes. I hope I'm there to help."
I'm like,
Well,
I
so-
was at that frat party.
Yeah,
We were there.
Yes.
We were there with those red Solo cups. We know.
Yes, we were.
know
Everyone
what
was.
it's about.
Skippy.
Yeah. Oof.
It's rough. Yeah, no. The other thing too that I wanted to bring up was kind of the idea of like being the other woman, because that is also something that if it's gonna happen, a lot of times it does happen when you're young. I will just put this out there. I did do this once when I was also very young, in my early 20s, and
You were the other woman.
I was the other woman.
Ooh.
For how
Yeah.
long?
Over a year.
Wow.
It was bad. It was very
well,
bad.
I'm gonna
I'm not.
lean a little more over here if you don't mind.
Oh,
I
come
just
on.
wanted to get away from all the.
You fucked Tim Allen. You stay
I
far
mean,
away from
okay,
me.
well now I have nowhere to go. I'm
Thank
gonna just
you.
lean back.
Thank
over-
you for the
over-
support.
He's got power tools and I'm lazy. I don't have a task rabbit. I need some help around the house. Okay, if I throw this guy a little bit of ass, you know what I mean? He hang up a
I
couple.
thought he was throwing you ass.
Whatever. Shelves will be hung up. Okay.
Can I
How
finish
about
my
that?
fucking thought?
All right,
Jesus
I'm sorry.
Christ.
I'm sorry, Jezebel. Go on.
I was just gonna say, how dare you? No, but I think it does happen, especially when you're young. For a few, it's easy to get sucked in. That's why I'm trying to say this as a warning. I'm being vulnerable and sharing my
100%.
experience. Like I said, look, I am not proud of this. I'm not telling it because I'm like this guy running around being like, yeah, I had an
I
affair
cheated.
Yeah.
with a married man. Like, I'm not proud of it. It happened, but I was very young, impressionable, and very insecure, if I'm being honest. And it's also like one of those things where it's sexy and dangerous, but weirdly enough, it's like risky, but not with your heart, if that makes sense, because you know exactly where you fucking stand. You know that anxiety that you get with dating where you're like, what's he thinking? Is he didn't text me. When this guy doesn't text you, you know why. When this guy doesn't call you, you know why. It's weirdly liberating at first, and then once you fall, it becomes a literal fucking prison. So I think that is why I'm saying, as a cautionary tale, it's very easy to fall into that trap, but don't do it because it is
As
painful.
For a guy to be like, let's say if I'm seeing a woman who's married, I think that's much more dangerous in the physical sense.
Oh, of course.
You
Oh,
know?
and she found out.
because another guy will shoot another guy.
Exactly.
Another
Well,
guy
yeah.
will kill another guy.
And this woman,
know?
she found out about me and nothing happened, but I was afraid.
Right.
I was
See
literally
what I mean?
afraid.
It's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's a lot of different layers there that she needs to be careful for. But like, I would definitely not set myself up to one, be the other woman.
Right.
And or to just sleep with this guy once because you like him and you know you get attached. You said it. Don't do it. Like, just don't do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing is like she's like trying to toy with this idea of being something entirely different.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you just accept who you are,
you.
and maybe you're not this kind of person now.
Yeah.
Maybe down the line,
Yeah.
years from now, maybe you are the kind of person who has sex
Exactly.
once and moves on.
Yeah.
And that's okay. There's there's always like this weird speed or like that everyone has to try to
Yeah.
everyone's trying to get to this certain speed, and it annoys the hell out of me because I think about the fact that like when I lost my virginity at like 13.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's like very early on, right?
Mrs. Robinson.
Yeah. And I just like, I always think back, they're like, oh man, that's so crazy, and I go, yeah man, it's not good.
Yeah.
I would have
It's not
preferred
good.
when I remember being with a girl like in a long-term relationship and we had sex, and this was 18 when that happened, and I told everybody that's when I lost my virginity for a long time.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Because I felt like that
Yeah.
was like, that felt
That's when you wanted to have done
exactly.
it.
Right, yeah.
That's when I wanted to have done it.
makes
And I was
sense.
like, at 13, I was just like, I honestly I felt like I was an adult.
Yeah.
After I'd had sex with this woman at 13, I was like, oh man, this is crazy. I should get a job at the docks. She might
docks.
be pregnant. I'm like, I might be a father.
Do we
Like
have
this is
docks
all
in
like,
Queens?
this really changed the entire course of my life
Yeah.
because I was so fast to try to grow up. And I think
Yeah.
that you don't have to be.
No,
Think
not at
about
all.
like, it's so hard to explain to a 21-year-old person, especially me being 39, like, trust me, kid, there's time. I sound like the
It's true.
oldest man in the world. Like,
time.
that's all right. You're gonna be all right, Skipper. Like, it sounds sad, but like, listen, if you're listening, 21, it's
So young,
The
yeah.
sexual history, it's just beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
The journey has just
And
started.
also, men are terrible at sex at your age, so
Oh,
just
yeah,
keep
they're
that in
very bad.
mind.
and they don't get much better. At
It's
my age,
marginally.
yeah, the rise of good sex for women from men is so piss poor. It's this speaking
fair.
from a guy who's still piss poor.
This is where I think she's conflating two issues because she's talking about, should I get better
Yes,
at
that was the
sleeping
phrase I
with
wrote
somebody
down.
and moving on.
Yeah.
But she's talking about it in the context of this guy,
Yep.
and those are two separate things.
Exactly.
Like, sure, maybe you want to explore more,
Casual.
have some casual sex, explore yourself, explore pleasure, whatever.
Yeah.
Separate from this dude,
Exactly.
Yeah.
who is a liar,
Yeah.
and who is trying to manipulate you into
Right.
thinking that the fact that you don't want to sleep with him has
Yeah.
to do with you being uptight.
Yes.
Right.
And
exactly.
not you understanding that he's a liar.
Right. And also, I just don't like that. Yeah, he's basically pressuring her.
Yes.
Like, if she says no, bro, no means no.
That's
God damn it.
No
you
is
know?
a full sentence.
Exactly. And like, I just find, he got in her head. And like, the other thing too is like the whole nice person, friends I enjoy. Like I said, you can be a nice guy, I guess, like this guy, I don't know. But like, you can be nice, you can be cool and be a cheater. Like,
It could be a fun hang.
Yeah.
Exactly. You could be a fun hang. It doesn't mean that, but in this case, it's like, no, this is not the guy to test this with.
No,
Yeah.
agree.
Okay.
All right, shall we?
I think we should judge.
We should get to the judgment.
Can I have my gavel,
All right,
please?
there you go, Judge.
Actually, wait, would you like to bang the gavel?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Hooray.
Okay. So you'll.
When do I bang?
After I think we all go.
Yeah.
I
So
think
you
that's
should
how-
go last then in this situation because
exactly.
you've been given all this power. Okay.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Absolutely. All right. I'm a little intimidated now the way you're swinging this hammer wildly. It's a lot
I'm
right
just gonna
now.
punch out a glass.
Yeah,
Just-
please
just
don't.
right in the
Yeah.
lens.
I
You know
would
what I mean?
never stop laughing if you did.
Please. I need to.
I would if there weren't a very high risk of glass shards going in. That would be.
This
yeah.
is a
bad,
This
yeah.
is my favorite
Yeah.
pair of glasses. Please don't do
Is
that.
that also your favorite pair of eyes? 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
it's
probably
also
more
those.
the reason.
I'm gonna be honest. Being one-eyed would be kind of hip. I think.
I think
And
it would,
It would
yeah.
be kind of cool. I think
Yeah.
it'd add a sex appeal that I'm really lacking.
Rock a
And-
patch.
yeah, and an eye
Maybe
patch.
guess
would-
number 2.
Yeah. Okay. There we. I'm just double blinded by that point. All right. So do you want
Okay.
to kick it off?
Yes. Well, so for me, this was a pretty easy call. I think that, first of all, this girl who wrote in, I commend you for literally, like, I think it should be noted and like applauded that you even can think this deeply about how you feel about sex and monogamy, because I could not have done that at this age. So bravo to you for that. But no, he sucks. He sucks in this one. This is not a you both suck situation. No.
Okay.
For me anyway.
Yeah, this guy stinks.
Yeah.
This guy stinks. It's like, listen, the habitualness of it all.
Yeah.
Yes.
The cavalier, the gaslighting, which I didn't even see.
Gaslighting did it for me.
Because
you didn't?
I didn't see that.
Oh, what a man.
I know.
Look at this.
I know.
Look at this,
I didn't
Allie.
even need to admit this, by the way. I'm going to make that clear. I'm going to make that very clear. When you guys said this is
Are you trying to get credit for not seeing the
You know what
This is a double man situation.
Okay.
You didn't recognize the gaslighting, and now you're trying to get us to praise you
on.
for admitting
You know
that
what
you
this-
didn't see it.
You know what this feels like? It feels like when I fail a test, but I got the extra credit right. Like, it's like I got a 37, and it's like, cool, those bonus 5 points ain't going to do much for you, guy.
my God.
Yeah, I'm aware. Okay, I'm aware. It was a
Okay.
blind side. I'm admitting it. I'm an idiot. I get it. I definitely don't see often when I miss a lot of gaslighting. I can admit that.
Interesting.
And I've done a lot of gaslighting in my past, more than before. And now I'm trying to walk around as gas-free as possible. You know, and this is called steps.
Yep.
All right? It's called
Gold
steps.
star.
It's
Yes.
thank you. Very yeah. All right. No, he stinks. This
stinks.
guy stinks.
All
She's
right.
And to be honest, at 21,
Yeah. Yeah.
she is so much smarter than
Far
she
ahead.
even recognizes.
yes.
Amen. Okay.
I couldn't agree more. He sucks.
Yep.
There is no you both suck.
Yep.
She, at this juncture, has done nothing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I agree with you. I think that the fact that she is being so introspective about it
Yep.
and really thinking about how she feels about it is really admirable.
Yep.
She does not suck. He sucks.
Yay!
Fantastic.
Amazing job.
All
Okay,
right.
that was great.
Allie, give us some plugs, promos,
Yep.
what you got going on, what you want to let the people know.
You can follow me on social media at Finding Mr. Height. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, technically YouTube, but very small there. And my podcast is Finding Mr. Height, the podcast. I do it with a co-host. We have a lot of fun, talk about dating and our own lives. I'll
Amazing.
hopefully see you there.
Yay. And
Fantastic.
you know the deal with us. Send us yo squabbles on Instagram. We are at You Both Suck Podcast. We have a little Google form. It's anonymous. Again, don't fear the form. It is easy to fill out. We don't ask for any other information. And I am at Dara Pollock.
I'm at All Day KCA.
And I think that's
All
about
day?
it. So
All day,
thank
yeah.
you all day. Thank you again, Allie, for being our first guest. We are honored to have you.
Thank
This
you
is
for
fantastic.
having me.
We will see you guys next week.
Bye.